Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Just Kicking It. I go by Polo Show, and I'm with
Soy.
and
B.More.
and we are here to talk some hip hop. So everything that happened in the world of hip hop this past week. Right now we're gonna start with some of the biggest news we got right now. We got the president elect or the elected president has been announced, and it is Joe Biden. I don't know how
Yay.
our audience feels about that, but yeah, so let's talk about that. I wasn't rooting for Trump, guys. I don't know if that was I think I've made that very clear.
I wasn't rooting for him either, but now we just got someone who's senile. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like the elections were kind of like when in the early stages, we thought it was going to be Bernie, like he was going to be the candidate for the Democrats, and he was actually, right, and he had to step down for whatever reason.
Wonder why.
But I remember everyone was excited about him. Like people used to repost his shit. Like he was talking about breaking up the big tech companies. He was really coming in with these liberal ideas, and I think I think he had some kind of heart issue or something. He was just too old, man. You know what I mean? He just had to step down, and then Joe Biden was the next viable candidate. And then it felt like I almost feel like no one was ever I feel like people were passionate about Bernie, but people weren't passionate about Biden. But Biden was the option now. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I saw this election going. And now we're here. There's a lot of celebration going on in streets in America. Obviously, there's a lot of other places that are in turmoil right now. Did you see the statement Trump released?
What did he say?
Which one are we talking about? Which statement are we talking about?
Where he said they're gonna have to. Well, I think I've seen some things where it's they're prematurely, which they do most times. They're prematurely saying because he's not officially the president right now. They still have to go through a bunch of shit. But they're it's looking right now. It looks he's gonna be the president. So I think maybe it was just they were pretty excited.
Do you guys think that he's going to go quietly, or do you think he's going to go kicking and screaming?
Let me read this. And yesterday, his lawyer Giuliano made an appearance, I think, in Pennsylvania, where he was just yo, some of these ballots were fake. The people they had to inspect them weren't allowed to get close enough. Anyways, let me just read this. So text of statement from President Donald Trump on the election result. Quote, we all know why Joe Biden is rushing to falsely pose as the winner and why his media allies are trying so hard to help him. They don't want the truth to be exposed. The simple fact is this election is far from over. Joe Biden has not been certified as the winner of any states, let alone any of the highly contested states headed for mandatory recounts. So in Pennsylvania, for example, our legal observers were not permitted meaningful access to watch the counting process. Legal votes decide who is president, not the news media. Basically, beginning Monday, we're gonna prosecute this. We're gonna keep going to the courts. Let me just read the end of this here. Blah blah blah. This is the only way to ensure the public has full confidence of our election. It remains shocking that the Biden campaign refuses to agree with the basic principle and wants ballots counted even if they are fraudulent, manufactured, or cast by ineligible or deceased voters. Only a party engaged in wrongdoing would unlawfully keep observers out of the count room and then fight in court to block their access. Anyway, so that's really where Trump is at.
Interesting.
I think he's in denial. But yeah, let's talk about that. What do you guys think about that statement? That's the statement. He was out golfing when that statement was released.
Man, I honestly don't even know what to say because the states is so whack right now that who knows, the media could be pulling some strings right now, but also he's also just says whatever he wants to say. Even with his lawyer, I don't know. I don't believe the man.
I think there's some he made some. I saw what you're talking about, and he was like, he's basically talking about like because Pennsylvania and Philadelphia have kind of been known to be like super corrupt as far as like just like fucking with the votes, and I think it's a fair thing to do. I mean, it would really. I think it would be really. I think it would really hurt the United States if we found out that like they were mixing shit and they were like messing with like the vote and it wasn't done fairly. I think that would be really bad because I think people are already have their mindset that Joe Biden won, and it's like if it ends up being like, oh yeah, they were cheating and Trump actually won, that is when things are going to get really messy.
Dude, the outcry is going to be insane. It's just going to be insane if that's what's going on.
I don't know, man. Like, what seems more likely, that Trump lost this election, or that, like, truly lost this election, or Biden actually cheated, with these fake mail-in ballots?
I'm going to be straight up with you. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, as much as I don't like the man's, I don't like Trump at all. Don't get me wrong, but the States is in this really, really weird place right now where like any conspiracy theory is pretty valid. Like the whole like imagine like if this was last year or not last year, last election with like the Russians Facebook thing. No one was believing that. Everybody thought that was just conspiracy until like it was actually going to the courts and stuff.
But what came of that, though?
Well, Facebook had to change. No, Facebook had to change so many things.
Wait, what even happened?
Did they not?
I don't even know. But I think
they did change some stuff.
I think whatever happens, whoever ends up being, and I think it'll be. I'm hoping. My hope is that it wasn't rigged, and that there was no like messing around, and that we can just move smoothly. And I think if it is a legitimate, like if he legitimately lost and everything's cool, I don't think it'll be like a hard transition. I just personally don't think that would happen where it would be like where Trump would be like, nah, like, but if it's like a real, like if he actually lost, which I think he did, then I think things will go smoothly. But it's about to be like another like 2 months of this shit.
Oh, for sure.
So
still got the inauguration, whatever.
I just feel like, and this is just my perspective of the situation, since they said they were going to be doing mail-in ballots, it was a known fact that it's going to be mainly Democrats that are going to be doing that. Democrats are the ones that are going to be mailing in their ballots, right? Because they're, you know what I mean, whatever. From the moment that was decided months ago, Trump has been on camera saying like, yo, this is going to be the worst election. We can't count those, you know what I mean? Like those mail-in ballots is going to be fraud. Now here we are, he's lost. What I say, guys, what I tell you guys months ago, it was, you know what I mean? It's a fraud. But if it came out that Trump won, what would his lawyer be out saying? Would he still be out saying like, yo, those observers didn't let us get close? No. Think about it, bro. This was their contingency so that if they lost, they have a legitimate. Now we're all like, I don't know. But I don't know. I'm just looking at it like, I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
I think that's the issue with all this, man. It seems like they all have like that kind of like both parties have this fucking stupid shit where they literally come up with these points, and then if the other does it, they're like, see? But then the other one's like, also see? It's just like, it makes things really confusing. And I think I told you guys before the podcast, I literally was talking to this girl at work, and she looks at me and she says, hey, who would you vote for? And as a joke, I said Kanye. And she looked at me with this like disgust. And then she says, you have to choose. You have to choose someone. And I looked at her and I said, no, I don't. I don't have to do shit. Because it's like, it's this stupid thing where it's like people are like literally saying you have to choose a side. Like you're either on this side or this side. And I just think that's a really I think that's a bad mindset because I think people are so involved in this shit. It's like literally fucking up friendships. It's like, it's just like, it's gotten really bad.
For sure.
You know, people are like not talking to family members over this shit. It's like, yo, it's not that serious, yo. Like it is serious, but it's like,
I mean, it's pretty serious. It's pretty serious.
It is that serious. So like,
but I'm not trying to like, if someone told me they fucking voted for who or this or what, I wouldn't, if I like them.
I would hear them out. I'd hear them out, like why they did. But like, I'm also not just going to be like, yeah, that's cool.
Obviously, like civil debate is cool.
No. Yeah.
Guys, right now the conspiracy is that some of those votes were fake and Trump did not win this election. I mean, Trump or Biden did not win this election. Trump actually won. I'm just in my mind, I'm like, I'm almost certain that if Trump actually has to step down from office, he's going to go to jail for like multiple things. You know what I mean? Like he actually has to stand in court. Like that's what's keeping him out of jail right now. So this man is going to fight, you know, until I'm trying
to die in here.
You know what I mean? So that's all I see here. I'm just like, yo, this literally.
I mean, he's a rich white man though. Just to say if he's going to go to jail.
I don't know. And that's, can you imagine if Obama did this? Like, yo, Obama lost the last election and was like, yo, guys, it's not real. I'm not stepping down until we go to courts with this. We're not, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have that kind of privilege. Like,
they did this in with Al Gore and Bush. Like they did this, like where they, for like 30 days, they were like making sure everything was legit. And then eventually they found, oh, it was. And then he you know, he made a documentary about the Earth. But
for the longest time, I didn't even know dude was like he ran. You know, I just knew him as
right.
That, you know? So
way too young to know he even ran.
Yeah,
way too young.
That was the right play. You know, like after caught that L, time to do something important.
Yeah,
time to make this documentary, change the course of my history. But yeah, let's not spend too much time on this. But I guess. Right now, this topic was Biden got elected, but it turned into, you know, the conspiracy that Biden didn't get elected, and I'm like, I don't know. So should we even celebrate?
I'm not celebrating. I mean, we changed one old man for another old man.
And the one old man, bro, Biden is literally like,
he's a pedophile, dude. He's creepy as fuck.
He's literally so terrible. You can't. Oh.
That's the thing is like it really didn't matter who we got. They were just both trash.
Remember that meme I sent you show of like Palpatine and Voldemort?
Oh,
like the election.
These are your choices.
Which Dark Lord do you want?
No, vote the worst of the worst. But yeah,
and then Kanye.
And then Kanye. Fuck. All right. So yeah, on to our next topic here. Russ drops a pretty cold freestyle. I think it's like a lead up to his album. He's kind of about to like drop some new music, so this is kind of like the.
Is he dropping,
guys? I don't know. I think that's what I think this is. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, what do you think of the freestyle, guys?
Dude, it was it's pretty sick. I'm trying to see if I can find the lyrics again, but like his bars were so good. The beat was super bassy.
The production is fire, man.
Perfect.
He's really
good man. Producing. It was insane. That was like, was that beat his too?
I don't know. So. I don't know, but that beat was flames. Yeah.
Sounds like one of his beats.
That beats his too. Damn. That was awesome fire.
Yeah, he killed that shit, man. Because we talked about him last week, so it's like we literally talked about how like he was talking about how he didn't get enough credit, right? And so it's ironic that he dropped his freestyle. This is how rappers should talk. Stop fucking going on social media and, you know, bitching about whatever. I want to hear you rap about it. And that's what he did. And I feel like this is such a better way to prove that you are that new generation, that you are going to lead this new generation. Because now I'm like looking at him, I'm like, that was so fire. Then I'm like, hey, man, you might be one of these new guys that we have to look for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's moments like these that kind of define these acts and like, I just feel like like everything he was saying was super fire. Obviously he had some braggadocious shit, but then he had some like stuff he was saying
about it.
Yeah. And he's like, I'd rather rap about like my plaques and all that than fucking the Gucci that I'm wearing and shit. Like, I think it was really dope.
I think my favorite bar in there was when he was just talking about independence and ownership, and he's like, yo, just shows how much of y'all really listen to Nipsey. I was like, shit, that's cold. It's cold. Because everyone be shouting out like, yo, you know, nip this, nip that, you know, marathon this, marathon that. But like, yo, how many guys are really soaking up this game, you know? I feel like Rush really walks that walk.
Mm-hmm. You can hear the influence too.
So yeah, I thought it was tight, man. I thought it was, same thing. That's exactly how I felt, you know. Felt like just last week, he was like, yo, no one can fuck with me but Drake. And everyone's like, yo, quiet down, boy. Quiet down. We see you over there with those plaques, but chill. And then he drops his freestyle and he's like, oh, we hear you. We're hearing you now, boy. Here's a chair. Come sit at the table. Yeah. You know? So that's the feel from this. So yeah. Absolutely. Matt, any vibes from you? What's your overall take from this freestyle?
It was great. I don't know. I pretty much said all the things I had to say. Like, lyrically, I really enjoyed it. His flow was great. Dude, but the beat hit so hard.
The beat hit so hard as well, yeah. I don't know who made that beat. It's not credited on the video, but it's probably him. But yeah, I thought that was dope.
He had a lot of one-liners. There's way too many one-liners to talk about. The mannequin one, fake titty one.
What was the mannequin one? That was...
dude, it was the, like, can't argue with people who think it's fly to buy to buy the mannequin. Like, just buying stuff straight off the mannequin. Letting corporations dictate how you dress and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, talk that talk, man. But I was feeling that shit. Yeah. I like he also said something about, you know, rappers used to want to be Hove. Now they're trying to rock and roll. They're not even trying. Well, I'm kind of confusing the line, but it was like Led Zepp, but it was a reference to people just being on drugs now, as opposed to like wanting to actually.
It's facts too.
They'd rather rock and roll and be like Led Zepp. The sanity, the way rappers dope when they trying to be like Hove. Yeah. Now they'd rather rock and roll and be like Led Zepp.
Yeah. So a lot of dope stuff in there, a lot of game. I really do hope he gets.
I mean, I think that the rap game is the new rock and roll though right now. If you look at it.
I mean, sorry, read that bar again.
Rappers doing dope went from trying to be like Hove. Now they rather rock and roll and be like Led Zepp. Let me just send it to you guys.
Yeah. I don't know. When I heard it, I kind of took it as like rappers is it doing dope? Is that what it says?
Yeah. Doing dope.
Yeah. They used to want to be like Hove. Now they'll rock. Now they'd rather rock and roll. And I feel like those words, rock and roll, are also not.
Are you talking about like old school rock and roll, like from the 30s, how it was meant?
What does that mean?
Oh, like where it came from is like just means sex.
Oh,
I don't know. That's what it used to be.
What?
Yeah, I never heard that one, but
it was, dude. It was like, like black slang for sex.
Rock
during
and roll?
rocking and rolling.
Damn.
Yeah, that's where it came from. It was used in like the early rhythm and blues.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, man.
I haven't rock and rolled in a long time.
I thought when I saw that, what I take that to mean is rappers doing dope went from trying to be like Hove. Now they would rather rock and roll and be like Led Zeppelin. I think again, I just see that rock and roll is like they'd rather just do drugs, you know, like that's what that means. Like they'd rather just do the rock and roll lifestyle and be like Led Zeppelin than actually be like Hove. And what is Hove? Hove is fucking. He's not on drugs like that.
He's the dealer.
Yes. Yeah.
You know exactly.
That's
Like,
he's
So,
no overall
that.
fucking
But I do
flames.
word. I do agree with you though. Rap is the new rock and roll.
It is.
It is definitely the new. It influences pop culture. It is the new shit. You know, so that is the truth. And so yeah, on to our next topic here. 20 Eminem beats, the top 20 M beats. So I think it was Boy Wonder that sent out a tweet. He's always like tweeting facts. He was just like, yo, M is like one of the top producers and, you know, whatever, or like, yeah, some of the best beats in the game. Like people just sleep on his beats, don't sleep on M beats, something like that. And then I saw Hot New Hip Hop like made a list of like some of the best Eminem beats, or some of the top Eminem beats.
You have the list with you?
Let me check it out.
Man, I love Boy Wonder. And I know that whole camp, like OVO, they're like they love M. I think anyone that came out of that generation was influenced by him, to be honest. But it's nice to see people talk positively about him.
Word.
You know, and it's cool coming from Boy Wonder because he's definitely like probably top 3 producers in the game right now.
Big facts.
So coming from him, that's probably when I looked at the list, I didn't realize like how many, like he fucking produced Lose Yourself. That shit went 10 times platinum.
Imagine not having to give any producer money for that track because it's all you.
I mean, Lose Yourself is him and the Bass Brothers, right?
Yeah, he works with them a lot.
So there's always multiple producers on the tracks, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Well, not always. I'm just saying, like, so sometimes it's credited. Like, what number was that?
That had to be 1.
It had to be.
Let's go through the list here. I have the list. It's 25. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, 25.
I'm gonna go through the last 10.
Okay, top 10.
Top 10. Yeah. So 10, Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. Running. What the fuck?
That's on there was a cool album they made where they like took a bunch of Pac and big verses and
Eminem laid the backdrop for a collaboration between the legendary. All right, well that's fire. Eminem, Obi Trice, DMX, Go to Sleep.
Oh, that beat is hard.
That's a pretty hard beat. Like Dre, the man from which he likely learned several tricks of the trade, M has never shied away from the horror genre.
Yeah, no, it was not.
Yeah. Jay-Z's Moment of Clarity.
Fire. That's one of my favorite beats on that album.
Thank God for clearing me this moment of clarity. That's the one where he says, what is the bar he says? Where he calls out everyone in the industry. Like, they said, they say I should rap more like Common Sense, but I made 5 mil. I ain't rap like Common Sense.
Mm-hmm. That's such a legendary line.
It's like a diss, but it's also like a nod, you know? It's like, yo, you actually rapping better than me, but I'm actually selling more than you.
I remember that moment in time when everyone hated Jay-Z.
Yeah, that was a hard track. Mockingbird, probably one of my favorite Eminem songs of all time. One of my favorite, like the first album that got me into this shit, Encore. Yeah, I didn't even know he made that beat. That beat is incredible. It's just like, Have you heard Encore, Matt?
Yes.
Haley, I know you missed your mom.
Yes, yes,
I'm gone.
definitely.
But I'm gone, but I'm
Trying to give you a life that I never
Yes.
had.
I think that might have been one of the
that.
first. That might have been one of the first hip hop verses I ever memorized.
Exactly. I think that's everyone. Like I remember that whole song. Like if
I remember a kid.
probably rap it.
There was a kid at our school that performed it for like a talent show.
Oh shit.
I definitely remember that. It was wild.
That's a classic record, man. People hate that Eminem album. Actually, they think that's when he fell off.
There's some fire on there.
So I've been informed, but that's the album that got me rapping. So imagine like
It must have been okay.
So yeah. Imagine me finding that later on, like, yo, this shit that I think is a masterpiece that got me into this. Everyone's like, yes, that's garbage. Even M says it's garbage. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
My biggest influence is trash.
There's some fire on it. Lloyd Banks, Till the End. Have you heard? So Lloyd Banks' debut album was Hunger for More.
Yeah.
And this is a track on there, Till the End. Actually went through that recently, but I don't recall that track. I'm sure it's fire. It's here as number 4. I mean, it's here as number 6, so it's gotta be fire. On top of Mockingbird.
That's
we can't play music on this podcast because YouTube flags us. Anyways, The Way I Am.
Flames.
That is an incredible beat. That is off the Marshall Mathers LP. Crazy, you know.
The flow he got on that. I sit back with this packet, it's jack, and this weed. It gives me the shit needed to be the most meanest MC on this earth. That's his birth. I've been cursed with this curse. It's berserk at this. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck. That album is hard as fuck. He actually produced a lot of that album. That's crazy,
dude. That's why we need to, man. After you are done, I'll explain.
For Obi Trice, Lloyd Banks, Eminem, and 50 Cent, We All Die One Day. Which one is that?
I don't remember.
I don't know, man.
I'm thinking of the one off
You Don't Know?
Off Encore. Yeah, You Don't.
Which one? Oh, you're thinking of Spend Some Time or something?
Spend Some Time, right? That has Obi Trice, Eminem, 50 Cent, and someone else on it. I don't know what track this is.
Bitches in this room, there's something I gotta say. Oh, yeah.
Man, that track is so hard, bro.
50 kills his verse, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Hey. Eminem Stan, number 3. Classic. Timeless.
Classic.
Arguably top 5 greatest rap songs of all time.
Definitely probably one of the best. It might be number 1 storytelling rap song.
True.
That I don't know. Nas exists. I can't even say that.
50 Cent and Eminem, Patiently Waiting.
Oh, that beat.
I've been patiently waiting. Yeah, that's just hard. I saw like M said once, like, yo, he heard this verse from 50 and he was like, yo, I gotta quit rapping.
Yeah.
Picture me, rip. And then, yeah, the verse is hard as fuck though. And then finally, number 1, Renegade.
Was Lose Yourself not on there?
It's probably on yours. Yeah, it's not in 20. It's not in the top 10.
Renegade is probably.
Renegade is a hard ass beat, bro. That beat gets me going. I'm just like, oof. Let me see where Lose Yourself is. Lose.
And it's nice to see that though, because there was a whole trend happening in hip hop where people were saying like, obviously Dre is the reason M is so big, but it's like a lot of what was. It's like. Did you know that Akon signed T-Pain?
That's wild.
And so
I kind of knew that, but yeah.
You could say the same thing where it's like, well, the only reason T-Pain is so big is because of Akon. Well, obviously. But the reason that he signed him is because of his talent. You know?
Say the same thing about Justin Bieber with Usher.
Right. It's the same. So it's like, I don't like that argument to discredit him. It's like the only reason he's so dope is because of Dre's production. And then you look at the list and you're like, oh, I don't know anymore because these are some of my favorite M songs.
Well, but he got to work with Dr. Dre and learn from like one of the masters.
That's true.
I think what he's saying is also they just kind of like they just slight like M like that. It's just kind of like, you know, M isn't the dopest because, you know, Dre's like half of the dopeness, but it's like, nah, Dre is still half of the dopeness because he's still doing engineering the project. But yeah. But nah, he's still carrying his weight is the point you're making. I get it. Yeah, much respect to M, man. Like he influenced us all, you know. And I feel like any mumble rapper or just little rapper today saying like, yo, fuck Eminem or fuck that, like, you know, you're whoever you fuck with, whoever you think is the GOAT, he fucks with M heavy, you know. You are a grandchild. You're a grandchild of Eminem. Somewhere,
that's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper is M. So sorry.
So yeah. Shout out
he'll
to
always
Eminem.
He'll always be in the top 5 for me.
Word. Big facts. Our next topic on here, King Von, a drill rapper coming out of Chicago, recently passed on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that from Kenny Beats.
Yeah, it was
I honestly didn't know who he was, but that's just me. I'm not really into the drill scene yet, to be honest.
That's fair. It's making its way.
It is. So, it's huge right now. Like, it's definitely like sort of replacing trap in a way. It's like the new like hype thing to be on and doing and a part of.
It's hard, you know. It's definitely if you have like a street story to tell, you know, that's definitely the beat to be doing it on. Just like what trap was, you know, in like 08 or whatever, you know, you know, when trap first came. Like that's kind of what it is. Like even the act now of going to go do some fucking gangster shit is called drilling, you know. So it's become its own like wave. And so now there's the drill scene in New York as well, and there's the drill scene in the UK, which has become so big.
Yeah, so dude, it's huge in the UK.
Drill is becoming a movement, but it started in Chicago. So it's so basically, for you guys who don't know, I'll just give you the backstory. I actually just like caught wind of him like last week, King Von, on the Joe Budden podcast. I heard them like talk about a song that he had with Fabio Foreign, and they had nothing but praise for him, you know. And just like since I've caught wind of this guy up until now, like the whole vibe of him is like, yo, this guy's next up, you know. That's the vibe. He's actually signed to Lil Durk's label, which distributes through Atlanta, and Lil Durk is the dude that was featured on Drake's single earlier this year, Laugh Now Cry Later. So, you know, they have a whole wave going right now. This dude was actually in prison, like he was locked up for 5 years and just got like released maybe like a year ago. And just because of his association with Durk, his star has just like risen ever since he got out, you know. So it's really like a success story. You know, he was locked up for a long time. He came out and now he's like killing the rap game. And then, I saw just on Wednesday, he had an interview on Everyday Struggle where he was on there just talking for a bit. And afterwards he talked with academics. And it was just like so fucking crazy. Like the next day they say that he got gunned down. So basically they said he ran into another rapper, a rival crew at the club. I don't know if they ran each other inside the club or outside, but the fight went down outside. So maybe they ran into each other outside the club. And it broke out into a fight. Vaughn was on top of the main dude that he was fighting. And then one of the other dude's homies just like, you know, shot Vaughn multiple times, you know, multiple times, man. He didn't actually die on the scene. They took him to the hospital and then he was pronounced dead in the hospital. So,
damn.
There were actually other people, like they said that 2 other people died as well. And even the dude that shot him got shot as well. He's not dead. So it was just like, but this just shows you the other side of it. I just feel like we bump this music all the time and we praise it, you know, but this is the reality of it. You know, these guys, this guy's 26, this guy's like fucking my age, you know, like Vaughn, and like just fucking walked out of the club, and just a simple. And he said his manager is alive, and they said he spoke with academics. Said this could have been avoided. This didn't have to turn to what it did, but it's just ego, ignorance, all these young dudes having fucking pistols on them, and it just broke out. None of them are even from Atlanta. Fucking dudes from Chicago. They were just in a club in Atlanta. And that's just how you just see your enemies there, and it just broke out. So it's super fucked up, man. You guys have anything to say about this?
I don't have much to say except for that it sucks to lose another rapper this young, like in their 20s. Like, you keep on losing them like before they reach their peak, and it's crazy. It's crazy sad.
I mean, I definitely have a problem with the way that our generation is moving right now. I think it's so destructive, man. I fucking hate this gang shit, bro. And I know you're not supposed to say that, but like, you're right, Sho. Like, it's just this pride of like this pride and this tension between these other crews, and it's like, I think it's just sad because it's like the dude, I didn't really listen to his music, but from what you're saying and what I've heard, he was super uber talented. A lot of these guys are super, super talented. And the fact that they're passing so young from such trivial bullshit that really doesn't mean anything. Like, what's the line? I can't, it's a Big Sean line. He said, over a miscommunication that could have been fixed over a 5-minute conversation. And it's like, that's the realest shit, because it's like a lot of these guys don't understand, or at least from my perspective, it seems like they don't talk. Like there's just this beef all the time between these other crews. And it's like, it's not worth it. And it's really, it hurts my soul, because I love rap and I love hip hop, and it's just such a shame that this shit keeps happening, because it's not like it's happening rarely. This shit seems like I'm almost desensitized to it. You know what I mean? And it's not healthy for the culture. It's not healthy for hip hop. I think there needs to be some solutions. I think OGs need to step in and start explaining to these younger guys how this shit, because they went through the same thing. And so they need to explain how this shit is destructive for everyone, I don't fuck with it. I don't like it at all. I don't care if that gets me, if people are like, you need to rep what, no, fuck that. This shit is about unity, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere though. It's, the gang part is going to always be a part of rap. Like, it just is.
I believe that, like, the street shit, but it's also like, it's these rappers, it's like when you make, I just think of like, I always take it back to like 96, like when Jay like made it out, and I think of like how those guys are moving, both like, Jay-Z, Dame, Dash, Biggs, all those guys were all from the streets, and they made that transition into the rap game, into, being these people that they are now. I saw there was an incident once where like Jay like stabbed someone, but the point is, I bring up Jay because it's like, that's a perfect example of how you can come from that background. And it's like, it really does take a lot of ducking, keeping your head down, being the bigger person in a lot of situations to make it to that next point, so it's a learning situation, so I'm not even gonna like, so I'm not saying it's not, I'm not saying there's no blame on him as well. Dude was fighting someone, he was punching someone, but it's like, when I just think about it, like, dude, you're a rapper now. You know what I mean? Like, you're a star now. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need, like, it's just in your mind, you don't need to be punching this dude, and it's that simple decision. Like, these new rappers that are coming, the next dude is gonna come out of that same dude's block, and he's gonna have a deal. He's gonna be in that same situation where he's like, yo, I can either do some stupid shit right now, or I can think about my career. And it's like, that's really how they have to like start seeing it. So it's not just on the streets. The streets will always happen, but it's like the ones who make it out and they're in this position, it's their choices to make the right decision a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. I was just gonna read this. This is from Benny the Butcher's 97 Hove, obviously. The interlude between the two beats. It's a Pimp C, and he says, you real angry, you know why I'm mad. Let me tell you why I'm mad. I'm mad because everybody on these records is lying. Everybody lying. Everybody's this big D-boy. Everybody's these hardcore gangsters. Everybody's going to do this to each other when they see each other. And the truth be told, we too blessed and we having too much money in this rap game to be going to war with each other. And the truth be told, don't nobody want to fight nobody in this rap game because 98% of these dudes is cowards. And that's the from the situation we described. Basically, that's how it went down. Dude was taking it. You know, it was actually a fist fight, and then the dude that had the gun just came in like, "Yo, fuck this fist fight. I'm just gonna shoot you." You know, so it's again like I just take it down that these guys are cowards. You know, they're not. What are you gonna say?
Here's what I was saying. I'm cool with fist fights. I think
No,
that's
and exactly that's what was going down. Like, yeah,
like that's fine.
The coward pulled out the gun. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, the summary of all that is just, and that was Pimp C, man. This Pimp C died a minute ago, you know. But what his words still echo till this day is just like rappers are talking all this shit, and that's really what it is. King Von, he was talking all this shit on these drill records. Same with the rapper crew that he linked with as well. They talk all this shit as well, and so it's now like you meet each other, and it's now, oh, you know what I mean? I'm going to shoot you, you know, because I'm that dude. But at the same time, it's just if you take it back to these words that Pimp C is saying, is like, yo, we're now we're not in the streets anymore. We're in the rap game. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to you know what I mean? We don't have to resort to this shit anymore. We're too blessed. You know, we're going to fuck up both our situations if we don't just walk past each other right now. You know what I mean? And yeah, it comes down. It's not on anybody but the artists that are in these positions to make the right choice all the time. Because now, yeah, this dude, they've identified the dude in the rival crew or whatever. They're going to be prosecuted, and that's going to be a whole thing now.
Now he has to spend his life in jail over a fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let that be a lesson to, you know, all rappers, I guess, in these situations. We can only try to learn, but yeah, rest in peace to King Von. And in our last topic here, we take it back to fucking should have done this right after the first one, but take it back to fucking Trump. So Lil Pump endorses Trump.
You mean Little Pump, Little Pimp?
Yeah,
Little Pimp.
Let's
Little
get it right.
Pimp.
Lil Pimp endorses Trump, guys. So so we all saw the video. You know, Trump is at his rally. Trump is at his rally. He says, I have one of the biggest superstars, you know, in the world. You know, Lil Pimp. Hey, you guys know who he is? Yeah, come. You want to say a few words, Lil Pimp? Come up. They have to correct him. Oh, Lil Pump, come up. Yeah.
You know how big he is? You know how big this guy is? Clearly, Trump doesn't know how big he is.
Exactly. It's just like, yo, do you guys know? Please tell me. Like, you know.
It makes me sad.
How do we feel about this, guys?
Man, just another rapper getting his bag. I mean,
let the man eat.
I don't have anything to say about it. I feel bad for him for being disrespected like that on national TV.
I feel like for me, if he is a Trump supporter, by all means, do you, bro? By all means, you know, like if you actually are a Trump supporter, you're on there like, yo, I'm here to help this dude out, then yeah, by all means. But we know that's not the case. If you are just doing this for the clout or for the bag, then I just look at like whatever integrity I saw in you prior to this, like it's all gone now. You know, you're never gonna put out anything now, and I'm gonna be like, yo, let's play that Lil Pump tune next. You know, like no, now
he's just a meme right now.
Like,
it's just Little Pimp.
That's kind of a better name, to be honest with you.
I saw that in the comments. We were like, yo, that's actually a better rap name.
He changes his name.
Yeah. It's kind of fire.
I hope he raps about it, honestly.
He's
not going to rap about
it. He doesn't rap about anything.
He does, yeah. No, he doesn't have to. No. What do you think about this, Soy?
I don't know. Maybe it's real because I think you said he's from Colombia, right?
Yeah.
He's Colombian?
100%. Yep.
And there's a lot of Trump supporters that are from south of the border. At least from what I've seen, like a very large mass. And he said what he said, like he's bringing the troops home. I guess that's like
that's what he said in the thing. That's what he said in the video. Like, yo, I'm voting for Trump. He's bringing the troops home. That's why he's getting my vote.
I mean, to be fair, like, I don't know, Pump doesn't have a lot of relevancy right now. And I can see him doing this because, like, he wants to have some clout. But, like, shit, man. Let the man, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. We just saw Wayne do it, you know?
Yeah, you know what? I guess I told you last week when we talked about Wayne doing, like, yo, this is not the last rapper we're gonna see popping out of the woodworks just right before election saying, like, yo, this Trump guy, we gotta, you know, I've been riding with him this whole time. You know, they just like see how he just popped out of the woodworks.
Yeah.
What do you think motivated him? You think the Holy Spirit showed up in front of in his dream, or do you think they hit him with that direct deposit?
Yeah. That is the Holy Spirit. Praise God.
Like,
I'm sorry. I should have said that. That was dark. I don't know. I want to believe this is a good thing, but you know damn well this is because either he got the bag or he wants that clout. I can't see it being like a legitimate, like, I'm trying to like help my community.
Yo, they brought up on Everyday Struggle, Wayno said that there's videos of Lil Pump early in his career putting like assault rifles in his mouth, you know, just for, you know, trying to go viral. You know, this is the person he is, you know what I mean? And I thought that was a good point. It's like, you know, this dude would do anything for the clout.
Yeah.
This is but yeah. Anyways, fuck Lil Pump. I don't listen to his music, and I probably won't listen to his music now. Like and this is not because he's supporting Trump. It's just like it just looks like there just doesn't seem to be any integrity behind what he's doing. You know, it just doesn't seem to be. I don't know. I feel like at least with Wayne, he did that picture and he tweeted the most cohesive message I've ever read from Lil Wayne. You know, like
baby.
He was like, yo, Trump listened. He said he's gonna hear us. I was gonna do. I was like, oh shit, like my shit. You know, if you did get swindled, at least you're convincing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yep.
At least you're trying to help someone.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. Anyways, let's not stay on this political bullshit too long.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
That ends it with the global.
Sweet.
On to the national. We actually have national news. Let's do this, yo. We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. We have two topics that actually have to do with Canada and not just Drake. So first topic is from Ontario, correct? Ford. So basically Whole Foods grocery chain banned its employees from wearing poppies. And from what we gathered from research, essentially they wanted to ban it because it was like a symbol of like what's the word I'm looking for?
They were supporting a cause.
Supporting a cause. So like I guess that was the mindset of Whole Foods, even though Remembrance Day has been here. Like I don't I think all Canadians do that because it's just a sign of respect.
I just feel like, man, like it has to be like some really new dude who, you know, he didn't even work his way into the position. He just got it, you know, just got the position. He's like, all right, yo, what is that on your chest? That's not the uniform. Let's take that off.
Yeah.
He really thought he was doing his job.
Take that off.
That's a flower on your shirt. What?
No. I think that's dumb.
So, yeah, basically.
Yeah, even Trudeau talked about it too. He brought it up and said it was a silly mistake that Whole Foods made. That's his exact words, is a silly mistake.
How do you live in Canada and not know what the fucking poppy means, though?
I think they knew it. Just like what he said is like it's supporting a cause, and it's like if we allow that today, tomorrow you can come in, you know, with some other ridiculous or something even.
They just don't want you wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt.
That's what I was gonna.
That's exactly where I was gonna go with this. That's exactly where I was gonna go with this.
We all knew what that was about.
That's exactly what that dude was. It's like, all right, today it's this poppy flower. Tomorrow it's Black Lives Matter shirt.
Yeah.
Next thing, no one's wearing a uniform anymore. We can't have this kind of chaos.
It's Whole Foods for life, son.
But yeah, that supervisor got fired for sure. If the mayor had to come talk about it, the fucking president, the prime minister had to come talk about it. This is on national news. That dude isn't still working there.
That's such a dumb mistake.
Yeah. No, it's a silly mistake.
Yeah, in the words of our fearless leader. That's so silly. Man, I always gotta talk shit. I'm sorry.
It's all good. He's not doing well either. He's not making the best decisions. But let's get off that topic.
Yeah. Anyways, Whole Foods, if you're listening, fuck you.
Wait, didn't I see that someone just bought Whole Foods? Didn't I see that Amazon bought Whole Foods?
So they're the culprits.
Can anyone confirm that? Let me just see. I thought it was a while ago.
Amazon is about to own everything.
You're not wrong about that, bro.
Amazon just bought hip hop.
Did they?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if they bought out like a bunch of record labels. It would not surprise me.
What is Amazon doing with Whole Foods? On June 16th, Amazon announced that it would be buying organic grocer Whole Foods Market in a deal valued at $13.7 billion. The move catapults the e-commerce giant straight into over 450 physical locations and immediately fulfills its long-held desire to sell more groceries. So that's what it was about.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason why that happened, is because it changed over to Amazon, and Amazon's really not about any of that shit.
Yeah.
I want you to be a slave.
Oh, you want to have ideals and support causes?
Yeah,
that's cute.
You want to unify with people? We're not about unity. The only unity is Amazon.
Yeah. Here at Amazon, we don't think for ourselves. It's all about these groceries.
Yeah, we live for fulfilling orders.
The trash.
Nothing else here. You can't support any other cause.
I almost got a job there. Thank God I didn't. I've heard it's just horrible.
Yo, I've heard,
My mom told me to apply there. Yeah, my mom told me to apply at the warehouse here, and I was like, Ma, no, I'm not doing that to myself.
Yeah, I've heard it's just like, because you're just trying to you always wonder how, how does one day delivery work? How did they get it here so quickly? It's one dude that's in the warehouse. Immediately he gets it. There's a beeper on him. You're taking too long.
Fired.
People are treated like robots. And I watched the documentary about Bezos, but yeah.
Man.
But no one's gonna say shut down those warehouses though.
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
I need that.
Not when they sell things for so cheap.
Yeah, I need a screen protector, so just keep it open for another week.
That's everyone in the world. Everyone know, even the employees know how bad it is, but it's they're gonna be ordering something on Amazon next week.
Yeah.
all they can do is quick.
I literally try not to ever order anything off Amazon. That's something I try not to do.
It's too convenient.
I don't know the last time I did, but I do have Amazon Prime.
Me too.
So they have me.
I ain't shit.
We're all in their system somehow. But yeah, that's their whole game, man. The whole thing is data. It's just about collecting data from you, and then they know what you want, and then they'll offer it to you. But yeah, I don't know how we got into Amazon. I guess Whole Foods. Whole Foods is behind Amazon, or Amazon is behind Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
But yeah, I'll be wearing a poppy on November 11th. Shout out to Remembrance Day. So in another topic of actual national news, specifically, I know in Alberta for sure. So the COVID cases are obviously rising.
Skyrocketing.
It's kind of inevitable because there's no vaccine. There's no real cure for it. It seems like something we just have to kind of go through. And so I guess my question to you guys is like, do you think, I don't think, well, let me ask you guys, do you think that like restaurants or businesses are going to close down again? Or do you think they're going to have more to say and they're not going to be so willing to shut down?
I mean, here in Calgary, and she's already talking about it.
I just feel like it's also just about the people, because what you're also noticing is people don't give a fuck. Like I was just like in Edmonton, they don't have to wear a mask right now, right? Like it's not like people do it, but it's not like mandatory. Like the city hasn't put it on like here, right? So I think even if we lock down again, it's still going to be down to people's discretions, is what I'm saying. People are still going to have to make the choice, to fucking buckle down and shit. But where I was going with this is also for a restaurant, for example, if we do go into a state of, we have to lock down, cases are getting crazy again, even if the restaurant wants to stay open, it's now like, our customers going to be coming inside? That's really the question. It might not be the restaurant's choice to be like, should we keep our restaurant open or not? Even if the law says you can keep your restaurant open, if people aren't walking through the door anymore, then yeah, you just have to adapt to that. So yeah, I think ultimately it comes down to the people. I do think people have become more laxed about it with all the social distancing rules and whatnot. But again, like I feel like, yeah, like if they make an announcement saying like, all right, we're going to lockdown again, like, but businesses don't have to shut down. It just comes down to the people then, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs or a lot of business owners would be like, yeah, we're not shutting this door, not again, and like,
well, because so many of them just aren't going to survive. Some of them barely survived.
So yeah, it's a tough situation. I think the government did do like with a lot of these restaurants, like a lot of like barbershops, restaurants, like all of these mom and pop type businesses. There was kind of like a grant,
Yeah.
the given to these businesses to just help them like with.
But not to all. That's the thing.
I don't know the situation.
Like, it sucks because not everybody got like the frontline workers raise that the government was talking about. Like that didn't happen. I didn't get that anyways. And I work in like social work and I didn't get a raise, and I'm around vulnerable people, and that doesn't make sense. But like, and even I feel like there's a lot of companies that may have applied but didn't get the grant just because they didn't qualify for whatever reasons.
I think it was just like a revenue type thing. Like if you reached a certain amount of revenue or blah, 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 if you're making this much. But yeah, I know for sure not everyone got it. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, like you said, like, do I think the businesses are going to shut down? I don't think they'll have a choice. Like, I think it's, they're going to have to read the room, right? Like if people aren't coming in anymore, if the situation, if restaurants are becoming hotspots because of outbreaks, then yeah.
I think you're right, man. I was going to say, I would have thought that they would just like not go with it, but I think you're right. I think it's a matter of like reading the room and seeing like if people still come to the restaurant. So I think it is a matter of that, but I don't know if they make it mandatory, that's where I'll just be like, that's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, just because.
What do you mean by mandatory?
As in, like, mandatory, you have to lockdown? Close. Yeah, like you have to.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do that.
No, I think if anything, they'll make it so you can't sit in restaurants again. But like, definitely still have Skip open, and like DoorDash and all that stuff.
It's going to kill these fucking businesses.
Bars. It's going to kill the bars and stuff. But I feel like a lot of people already moved to online.
That's what I was going to say. Like, if you are, and then that's the restaurant business is different, but any business owner that was, hitting their stride and then got hit with this pandemic and had to like shut off business for whatever reason, and now they've reopened up, it has been part of their strategy to, somehow diversify their business into online. You know what I mean? If not, turn the whole thing into online. A lot of people have just turned their whole business into online, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like it's on you. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is like I'm not gonna feel bad. Well, I know I will, but it is on the business owner to be prepared if another lockdown comes. You know, because it literally just happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
There are people who have like they did, you know, like a retail store, someone who was just doing all their stuff completely retail. When the pandemic hit, they had to shut down their store. People can come anymore. Now, you know, restrictions have been lifted. They've been back at their store. But what they should have been doing this whole time is, you know, setting up their inventory so that they can fulfill orders online. So that when the next lockdown hits or whatever, now they have a business. Like people who like coming to their store, you can just email them saying, hey, we now have the store set up online and you can just do it that way. So what I'm just saying is like, it's on these business owners now, like, because now we know for the most part that another lockdown is imminent, you know, so it's on you for the most part to figure out how you're going to start converting
So unfair.
more traffic. It is unfair, but it's the world, man. It's like, that's the word we all, and that's, I feel like I was in that perspective in the beginning of the pandemic with how like I got set back with a lot of things, but now it's just kind of like the whole world got set back. It's not just one hand in front of you. It's like, it's one hand in front of the whole world. So anyone that's moving ahead, it's like they had to overcome that same thing that's blocking everyone else. You know what I mean? And there are people that are succeeding right now. You know, there are people that are thriving.
Amazon.
So on to our local. And to start our local, we got a question here. So what's a movie you could watch every day? So let's start with you, Matt.
Oh man. Well, actually during high school, I used to watch like the same movies over and over again. One of them was Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Fire movie.
Watch that every day, sometimes twice a day, depending. And then,
and you know what? I guess okay, we'll talk about it. Carry on.
And then The Uninvited was the other one. But like right now,
Uninvited.
Yeah, man.
A horror movie?
Yeah, man.
What the fuck?
It's trash. It's trash. But yeah, that one I had on repeat for a while.
You watch that horror movie every day?
Yeah, man. Every day before going to sleep.
That's sick.
It was a lot, but it was like, I don't know. I found comfort in it in a weird way. It was, it was crazy. But right now, man.
You have to pick one movie and you have to watch it every day for the rest of your life.
Oh man, come back to me. Let me think about it for a second again.
All right, but I was gonna ask you, man. So, what is the horror movie about? What was the horror movie about?
Oh man, it's about this girl who she starts off. The movie starts off with her in like a psych ward, and she was there because like there was a fire that had killed her mom. So then she gets released because of like she doesn't seem crazy anymore from it. She goes back home and her sister's there and her mom, and then like her dad is seeing the nurse that was taking care of her mom because her mom was sick. But it turns out like that they were like she was cheating with the dad like during the whole like while the mom was sick. It was just really like messed up.
You know,
and then
funny?
what?
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
okay. And then so she comes back home and she's like with her sister, and she's like convinced that this nurse lady killed her mom, like set the place on fire, like and all that stuff. And so, and she finds like things that like show that she did murder, like in newspapers that it was like, oh yeah, this lady's at large and hasn't been found, and she's already killed other people and stuff in the past. And then it like she tries to like show her dad that like, yo, this lady's gonna kill the rest of us. Like she's just gonna do it. But it really turns out that the daughter was the one that set the fire. and her sister wasn't real. Her sister was dead in the fire too, but she was there, and the twist ending was just, it was too much.
The nurse, she was just trying to frame the nurse?
Yeah, because she was cheating like with the dad. So she wanted to kill her. Like the reason why the fire started is because she wanted to kill her.
I don't understand why you watch this movie every day. That's what I'm trying to.
Dude, it's not good.
Yeah, that's funny though. Is like I've actually seen this movie so many times as well. Like I'm looking at the photos. I'm like, why did I watch this so many times?
Because she was cute.
That might
What's
be
the name
it.
of the movie?
Kind of
What's the name of
fine.
the movie?
The Uninvited. You got to look at the main girl.
Where is she from? I've seen her.
She's in Sucker Punch too, I believe.
Oh, I actually kind of like that movie, even though it's terrible.
No,
That's
she's
fucking hilarious. So your choice is The Uninvited.
No, not now. Not now. I would not choose that every day.
I kind of want to watch it now.
It's worth
That's
it.
crazy funny, bro. I'm looking at this chick. I think I recognize her from some other like teen drama. It's 2009, right? Is that the one I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went and saw it in
gone.
theaters with a girl. It was wild.
That's Matt's childhood.
Watching a horror movie every night.
All right. So what's your movie now then?
Oh,
had some
man.
time. No.
If I had to choose one to watch every day. No, man, come back to me. Give me a second.
All right. What about you? So what are your?
I got it.
What's the movie you would watch every day?
My movie would be The Matrix.
Fair. Okay.
First of all,
Movie.
one of the illest movies ever made. And I feel like as far as like putting something on like every day to watch, I feel like if there is a movie, I feel like for me, I could watch that every day because I love the movie so much. And it's like timeless.
Is it just the first one or
Sure.
any of the other ones?
No, just the first one. Just the first one.
I think it's the first one as well. The other ones got to like, I don't know, kind of drifted from the story, but yeah, that first story is pretty.
Shit.
It's pretty incredible,
He just became
man.
Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I can see that. I was like, what? You were like earlier, you're like, oh, what movie would it be? It's like, I don't know if there is a movie like that, but yeah, I can see that.
What would yours be, Joe?
I don't know, man, but one thing I've always wanted to do is watch all the James Bond movies, like from,
Can't pick all.
but it's just like a continuous series, right? Like they started like in the 40s or the 50s or something, right? So they have like the very first one, and then every couple of years they change the guy, right? So there's probably like almost 20 like Bond movies, over the course of time. I would want to watch them all in chronological order because I've probably seen over 50% of them. Like I've seen definitely everything that's come out in the last 10 years. And I've seen a good chunk of like the ones with all the other ones, but and with those ones, I'll always watch them. Like when I see them on TV, I'll watch them. So I never actually watch them in order, but for me, I just love the idea of James Bond. It's just such an easy script. Like, it's just this smooth dude, he's always going to get laid at some point throughout the action. Stuff is always blowing up. He's always going to be in a very dire position, but he's always going to come out of it somehow. I love it, and it's just he always comes out looking so cool, and I feel like it's just a blueprint for a movie, but it's like it's timeless, and they change it, they change the actor so many times, but it's because the story is great. And I'm pretty sure it's based off like a novel or something. Someone actually was writing these stories in Britain or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely can't pick a movie that I would watch every single day. There's, without fucking losing my mind. Maybe Matrix. I can see Matrix like that. That's actually a really good one. But yeah, if to answer that question, if I was to pick a series of movies that I could binge, over
Let's
the course
choose
of
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I would choose the Lord of the Rings, but I was going to say my movie is definitely the Two Towers extended version.
Damn, you just only watched the middle?
Yeah, man, dude, are you kidding me? Helm's Deep's like fight. Oh man, it's worth it. I could watch that over and over again.
Honestly, I got really stoned last night and I walked out and Helm's Deep was playing and I just watched it and I just look at my room and I'm like, dude, this is fucking so sick, dude. Like,
Helm's Deep is one of the best, like that whole arc.
when Gimli.
Actually,
oh, go ahead.
I gotta watch that movie, man. I can't really remember what you guys are talking about. What happens in the scene? Or in
dude, it's like it's the whole main part of the Two Towers. Like
Helm's Deep.
It's where they're fighting at the wall fight,
and it blows up.
I saw it so long ago, bro.
Dude,
like definitely.
We have to sit down as a Lifted Ones collective and watch them all.
It'll be an all-day affair.
Because we had the VCRs when I was younger, like all of them, and that was like a thing I used to do with like me and my cousins. Like we'd go to my grandma's house and just watch like all of them, like just the cassettes. So I was actually really into it. But yeah, that was literally over 10 years ago. Like I would be new to me if I watched it again now, which is
good,
dope.
Cool.
They're low key like the best movies.
They really are. High key the best movies.
they said in I remember in Family Guy they pointed this out that like when they got the ring into the fucking thing at the end of the movie, and then the next morning they just woke up in wherever, the Hobbit land or wherever, they woke up back.
Oh, in like Elven, yeah.
At the starting point because they flew on a Gryffindor. Or is that right? A Griffin?
No, the Eagles. It was just Eagles. Right? Yeah.
They flew on something back to the main point, but they pointed out that they spent 3 movies walking to that volcano to go drop that thing inside the volcano when they just flew back overnight on that thing. What is the explanation for that?
Well, the theory is that was what Gandalf wanted to do originally. That's why he said, "Fly, you fools." When he fell, that's what he was meaning by "fly, you fools," is like take the eagles. That's the theory, anyways.
That's kind of a huge L. They spent literally 3 movies walking.
Well, they lost their main guide, the guy that was like
obstacles, unnecessary obstacles when they could have flown overnight.
Yeah, man. And lost only one person died out of the whole crew.
Boromir.
Boromir.
Dude, Boromir is ill. That scene is so
that scene made me cry.
Dude, I know. Every time.
It makes me tear up every time, yeah.
My king. I'm like, ugh. No.
And I can't really remember that movie, man.
You gotta watch it, man.
I definitely would have to watch it again. Did you guys check out The Hobbit?
Yeah. Dude, it lost me.
Yeah, I didn't get into it. I tried watching, but I couldn't get into it.
I watched the first 2. Yeah, I watched the first 2. I think I saw the last one on TV and I was like, what?
Wait, there was more than one Hobbit movie?
Yeah, man. They really just milked it.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't even know that. That was just one.
If they would have made it 2, I think it would have been way better because they could have fit like everything together. But they fucking wanted that money, bro. They wanted
to put Legolas in there,
He didn't need to be in there.
Let's go off script. Let's go off source material.
Yeah, this amazing book that everyone loves. Let's just fuck with it.
But yeah. So I think so. What was your movie again? What did you say, Matt?
Oh, The Two Towers.
Oh, right. So you also said Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Yeah. All right. If I was to pick one Bond movie out of all the Bonds, I couldn't, bro. I really like which one is the one that has let me just look it up because that's an old one. It's the one that has Halle Berry in it.
Oh man, you just like Halle Berry.
No, but that's actually a really dope one. Do you know the movie?
Yeah, where she comes out of the bikini. I know the movie.
I think it's Never Say Never Again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's Die Another Day. This one's Die Another Day. Yeah.
Is that with Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah. Let's see who is the actor in this.
He's an ass singer. He's a Mamma Mia. Couldn't hold a note.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, I thought that was a fire one, man. Like even the bad guy in it kind of like had like a cool look to him. I don't know. This was a dope Bond movie. I really like Casino Royale as well. That's with the new dude.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's pretty good.
I'm just a fan of James Bond, man. Like, I'm just like I've never seen even the ones that people say they don't like. I'm there for the experience, man. I like seeing stuff blow up. The girl always is like, yo, she's never feeling him right in the beginning, and then he just charms her, and then forgets about her by the end of the movie. It's always the same. It's the same thing every time, and I love it. It's just a great energy.
Yeah.
But yeah. Didn't we all grow up wanting to be like Bond?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Didn't we all do that? Like go like,
dude, I played with so many toy guns pretending to be like a secret agent.
Yeah, man, that's definitely what got me into that genre of movies, spy movies. Yeah. I still hold out that one day I'll be a spy. Who knows? So yeah. Now we're gonna do our like artist interview with Matt.
Sick. Okay.
So I've been calling you Matt this whole episode.
That's fine.
Thanks for that. What do your people call you?
Oh, Bmore.
Bmore? Word. Bmore. So yeah, Bmore. What first got you into music?
Girls.
That's the most honest answer we've had.
Like learning how to play guitar to impress girls, and then learning how to play guitar for myself, and then learning how to play guitar to be in a band. Like that's how it started.
So guitar was your instrument of choice in the beginning?
Yes and no. The first like band that I was a part of, I did like metalcore vocals, so like screaming and trying to sing. I say trying because I was not very good at singing, but screaming was a whole different thing. That was something that
seems to be very big in the genre, like screaming.
Yeah, in rap right now, yeah. Depending on what artists you're listening to.
No, I meant in
just metal. Metalcore. It is all about the screaming.
Yeah.
With the really high pitched vocals, like singing. Yeah.
Word. So what is your creative process like now?
Oh, now? Yeah. When I make beats and when I do vocals, it's so different. Beat wise, my creative process has changed so much in the past like couple months. Like it used to be, I got into sampling recently, but it used to be just like write a quick little drum track, like just draw it in Logic, and then like write some nice synthy whatever parts over it. Sometimes throw a sample in there, depending, and then sit on that and write vocals when I feel inspired to. Like I can never just force it. When I force it, my lyrics are trash. Always trash. I have to feel it, like feel it. But recently it's more like find a couple of like cool loops on Splice, sometimes like actually sampling songs, or writing guitar parts as well right now. I've been doing that a fair bit. And taking my time with the drums, or finding a nice break beat and then chopping that break beat up so it doesn't sound like the first, like how it sounded originally, so I don't get flagged on that. And yeah, do vocals when I feel like it.
Word. So what DAW do you work out of?
Oh, Logic for sure.
Word. And who are some artists right now that inspire you?
JPEG Mafia.
JPEG, yeah, of course.
JPEG Mafia for sure. Definitely who got me into like rap is Gambino, Childish Gambino. Like huge.
I saw him tweet out
inspiration.
recently. He made a tweet, a rare. Yeah, he said he's got some new stuff coming, and he said that his last album was his best album so far.
It was, man. I listened to it while I was driving through BC this summer. Like I put it on repeat because I lost I lost data, and it was like one of the only things I had downloaded. So I put it on, and it was good. And I understand why he thinks it's his best, like, but it's not my favorite. It's good. The beats are so interesting, though. That's the one thing I have to say about that. Is his new project, or his latest project, the drums are very much the spotlight.
It's very like a lot
song.
of live drums, eh?
Yeah, it's really, really cool, but it sounds unfinished to me.
The guy he worked on it with, he's like a composer. Like he does like actual fucking the music for movies.
Yeah,
Ludwig.
Yeah, that's like his main guy. They've been doing stuff together since camp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been friends. I think I don't remember how they met, but I feel, no, I'm not going to say what I feel, how they met, but like they're both in TV and stuff. So it makes sense.
And all right. So because the internet, what are your top 3 tracks on there?
Let me look at the list. Cause man,
yeah, there's a lot of tracks on there, right?
There's a lot of tracks on there.
It's like divided into parts as well.
Because I don't want to just be like, yo, Sweatpants.
Yeah.
Even though Sweatpants is like, it has some of my favorite bars on it.
Just the singles.
Because the internet. Man, typing with one hand sucks. Okay. Man, I would definitely say Telegraph Ave, Oakland by Lloyd. Oh man, that's one of my favorites for sure. Just because, yeah, man.
Yeah, that shit's hard.
The Zealots of Stockholm is also like so crazy. And Earth is also really, really good. I feel like the last half of Because the Internet gets slept on, but like the whole beginning is just bangers. Like the whole beginning.
Word. So what specifically about that sound, drew you into hip hop?
I feel like the flow of the album for sure was one of the things. And just like
the body of work was?
Yeah. Like, and it told a story, and it had the whole screenplay that went with it.
Right. I never checked that out.
Oh man, it's not like it's the best thing. Like people idolize that so much. It's just a cool thing that's a part of it. It's not his best writing at all. And I understand what he wanted to do with it. I just think that like he wasn't given the proper tools to really do what he wanted with Because the Internet.
Word. He's that dude now, though.
He is. I would love to have seen like what he wanted to do with it. And I feel like Atlanta has a little bit of the inspiration, like from Because the Internet.
Have you seen the show Atlanta? Have you watched the show?
I haven't been caught up with it, but I've definitely like watched like most of the first season. I've been sleeping on it. I'm not I don't watch much TV if it's not on Netflix.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is like your overall goal music wise? Like what do you like when people look back at Bmore 10 years from now and they describe you and they describe your music, what in your mind do you want people to think and say?
I want people to think that I'm honest with everything that I'm saying. I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not. Like, I don't want people to be like, "Yo, this guy is sold out," even though, like, I feel like some of my friends right now would even think that I'm selling out because I'm doing rap over being in a band, like an emo band. Especially, like, man, I used to hate on rap as a kid just because of like who in my town was listening to it. Because growing up in a small town full of like just white kids, you see like the kids that are like listening to it, they were dicks. They were like, no, not even the troubled kids. Like, most of the time they were just assholes. Like, it wasn't even like their parents had money and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. It just didn't click with me either. The production of the time, like during the 2000s, that's probably my least favorite era of like hip hop. Like, I could go back to the 90s and listen to hip hop and be like, yo, this slaps. But like during the 2000s, it
was very clubby.
The bling era was really not my cup of tea. The synths that they were using were like, and stuff. But I know that that's like where you guys come from, and I get it. Like, I'm not going to shit on it.
Where we cherry pick, like, I mean, I do. Like, I cherry pick like the illest shit. Like, there was greatness there, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know
like
exactly what you're talking about.
Like, it was good, but it's just like pop music during the 2000s. Like, it had its time, but like things that are coming out right now feel way more genuine than they did in the 2000s.
So you're back to the question. So you want people to think that your music is honest.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say that?
I mean, like, if we're talking lyrics, I don't want people to like be like, oh man, he's saying things he doesn't know. Like, I want, like, when I write things, I'm writing from what I know for sure. And I don't want to be a guy that's like pretending to be something. Yeah, just pretending to be like something I'm not, you know? And even with like my beats and stuff, like, I have a certain style to how I do things. And like, if people want me to diverse from that, like, I'll try, like, just to help, like, to do beats for people, but I'm not going to change completely who I, like, how I do things just to like make one artist happy to make a beat for them, you know? But like, the thing is, if people come to me and they want me to make a beat for them, they probably already know like what they're coming for, like what's in store.
Word. So yeah, my 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
My next question is gonna deviate away from music a bit. So, cool. What is the most trouble you've ever gotten into?
The most trouble I've ever gotten into? Oh, man.
Just like thinking about all the fucking...
Yeah, I'm trying to... I'm like...
yeah.
There was a murder. No.
There's a lot of... Man, I've gotten away with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like...
I'm still wanted in 3 provinces.
I'm still wanted everywhere, man.
Well, I can't leave the country.
I remember going ice fishing after like church with a bunch of like the dads of the church and like a bunch of kids. And like, I was such a spaz as a kid. I'm just going to be honest. I was a spaz. Like, I had no self-control when I got angry. Like, I just would get angry. But like, this one kid gave me a face wash, and like I chased, oh man, it's where you like, but it was like with slush. So like you take snow and you just like put it in someone's face and then you like grind it into their face.
Sounds really
It hurts. It hurts and it's cold and it sucks. But instead of like how we were doing it is like where you grab their head and just shove it into the snow and then move their head into it. And a kid did that to me. And no one, like, we were like out in the trees and stuff. And then like I chased him back to like the ice, and like in front of all of the dads, I like throw him down to the ground and I like drop my knee into his stomach. Yeah.
Damn.
And I have never like so many of like, yeah. I was in a lot of trouble for that.
Oh. What were you just gonna say? Like, yo, that's just one of so many stomachs.
Yeah, dude,
I've needed my childhood.
It's not like I wasn't friends with the guy either. I was like friends with him, and I was just like drop my knee into his stomach because I was like, "You're a dick! I can't believe you gave me a face wash like that."
So wait, did he just take your head and put it into the snow?
Oh yeah, but like when you do that, you like move their head around in the snow.
Do the twist as well.
Yeah,
I might drop a knee on a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie.
Like
I thought he put the snow to your face, but yeah, that kind of sucks too.
Yeah, no, it was and I just lost. Like, I don't know. It's like getting hit in the face. The second you get hit in the face, it's like instant rage. You know, you don't really think anymore. My brain was turned off. I was like, I'm just gonna hurt you. I don't know how, but I'm gonna. And I just ended up.
He didn't try to defend himself either?
He definitely did. Oh, for sure.
Damn.
But like, I had been taking karate. He had no chance.
That's fair. So what kind of trouble did you get into?
Oh man, like the pastor was there and everything. I got a stern talking to. I think I was grounded even. I don't know. I didn't really get in trouble as a kid that much. Like, I was pretty sneaky when I was getting into trouble. So
you just need that dude in the stomach in front of everyone and just walked away.
I didn't even get to no, I got the second I did that, everybody started yelling what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know.
Defending myself?
I'm angry. He gave me a face wash. I'm upset.
Man, that's funny. That's a good story though. How old were you?
I must have been 10 or 11.
Shit.
I was pretty young.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's when you fucking shit up.
But it's when your mind's not really there. You're just pure instinct. Oh, I'm hurt. I need to hit someone because they hurt me.
Fair. Last question for you. What's next for Bmore?
Got an album coming out sometime this winter, either 2020, 2021 area. Not too sure. I got a project with Soy here as well, which might just be a SoundCloud thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. It's pretty fine. I think it's some of my best work, even compared to my album. It's definitely, I'm trying some new things with it. And I'm thinking about doing a beat tape, but we'll see. And that'll probably only be on SoundCloud too, because I don't want to have to deal with all the samples, because it's going to be a sample based beat tape, if anything.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's dope, man. I'm sure there's MCs that could use that beat tape from B.More.
Yeah.
That B.More beat tape.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope
Definitely,
people.
if you drop that, I'll probably take one and do a freestyle.
Yeah, so
I hope people vibe with it. That's the goal.
I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah,
It's pretty
that's
like
what I was thinking. So,
Yeah.
it'll be like pretty boom bappy mixed with like there'll be a little bit of trap, but it's like I don't know. I've already got like two maybe three songs for the beat tape, but yeah, we'll see.
nice, man. So that concludes it with our local news.
So, yeah.
On to our artist motivation, which I've become notorious for winging. But yeah, I was reading How to Win Friends and Influence People this week. Very good book. It's like a classic in its genre. One of the themes in there is basically to be more like Lincoln. That's literally like one of the advice in there. And it's just because, Lincoln was said to be this really like, when you think of Lincoln, I don't know him. I never met him. But the reputation he had was that, he was Honest Abe. He was this dude that, he was a lawyer as well. He never lied. He never disputed the facts. He was always like, he always put his best foot forward. You know what I mean? As far as, and people just saw him as this righteous person, because he always upheld to this standard. It's a very simple message. But yeah, let's try to be more honest, guys. Let's not be like Trump. But yeah. So yeah, that concludes my artist motivation.
Sick.
Word. Are you got the conclusion? Or is it me?
You got the conclusion.
Okay. In conclusion, Bmore.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you, man.
You're one of the realest guys I know. I'm really excited for your project. I've heard some of it, and I really loved it.
Thanks, man.
I remember, I don't know if I've told Show this, but we played it in the car one time where he played the whole thing, and we were talking. But like the conversations we were having when it was playing was like such real shit. And I think that's the sign of like a really, really, really solid album, because it's like whatever you're listening to kind of brings out, that mental state. So definitely be checking for Bmore. And follow us on Instagram. We're all a part of Lifted Ones. You can follow us at lifted_ones on Instagram. Make sure you follow YYC Hip Hop Daily. It's the same at for Instagram. My Instagram is the only true soy show.
I'm at Poliano. It's spelled the way it sounds. So Poliano_DA_Don.
And Matt, what is your preferred social media?
Oh man. Just follow me at Matty Han. That's where I post most of the time. It's just at Matty Han, MattyHann. I mostly post there. I have my B.More music page as well, B.More music. But that's more just like when things are really happening. That's where I'm posting. But if you just want to keep up with me and my life, I post mainly on Matty Han. And I'll be probably posting more exclusive things on Matty Han than my B.More stuff as well.
Word. And this has been Just Kicking It, episode 21. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next week. Peace out.
Peace.